Cool. Hello, guys, and welcome again to this edition of Learning with Rich. My name is Rich, and for today's lesson, we are going to talk about the different kinds of families. Okay, again, this is part of our review for the Revit Architecture Certified Examination. So, this is again one of the topic that is being asked in the examination. So let's talk about three kinds of families in Revit. Okay, so let's get started. So in this exercise, we don't need to have any exercise files. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to just use any template. Okay, in my case, I'm just going to use the default metric. Right. Okay. So we have three types of families. So what are these families? So we have loadable families. Okay, loadable families or component families. Okay, so that is our first family. So the second family that we have is system families. Okay, and the third family is in place family. So we seldom use the in place family. Okay, so again, what are those families? So we have component families. Okay, component families. Or we call this loadable families. Loadable families. Oops. Right. Oh, okay. Then the other type of family is system families. So I remember there is this type of question wherein it's a matching type question. Okay. So on the left side, you will see there the images, like for example, the door, roof, sweep, object, and then the right side, you can see there the three types of families, which is the component families or loadable families, and then system families, and then the in-place families. Okay, so that is the question. It's a matching type, if I remember it right. Okay, so we have three types of families. Right? So this is our three types of families. Right. So let's talk about first component families. Okay. So component families or loadable families. These are families used to create the building components that would usually be purchased, delivered, and installed in and around the building. So what are this type of family? Like, for example, windows, doors, casework, fixtures, furnitures, and plantings. So aside from that, loadable families example is also your column. Okay, your column, your beam. Okay, your beam. So this is type of a loadable families or component families. So in MEP, type of your loadable family or component family is your duct fittings, air terminals, pipe accessories, plumbing fixtures, electrical equipment, mechanical equipment. Okay? Anything that you would usually be purchased, delivered, and installed in around a building. Okay? So all those system components, sometimes they are purchased and delivered and installed in and around the building. Like for example, not system family, but system components. Sorry. So system components that would usually be purchased, delivered, and installed in and around the building. Like for example, boilers, water heaters, air handlers, and plumbing fixtures. Okay. So, because of these highly customizable nature, loadable families are the families that you most commonly create and modify in Revit. So, unlike system families, loadable families are created in external RFA files and imported or loaded in your projects. So for loadable families that contain many types, you can create and use type catalogs, which allows you to load only the types that you need for a project. So every time you create a family, that is actually a loadable family if you use this trick or if you use this procedure. If you create family using this procedure, you select new and family, and then after that, you select the family template, like for example, furniture or generic model or lighting fixture, like for example, generic model, and then you use that to create your family. After you create it and save this file, that is actually a loadable family or component family. Anything that you create from this procedure, new family, and then the project template or the family template, that is a loadable family when you finish it. Okay. And another thing that you can check out if the family is a component family or loadable family is that if you go, for example, like for example, door is an example of loadable or component family. If you click that, okay, if you see this option here, load family, meaning to say this family is a loadable family or component family. Okay, right. So if I select, let's say, for example, the window, I click the window. All right. So as you can see, there is a load family. So meaning to say, window is a type of load family. Okay. If I go to systems for MEP, so let's say I select here mechanical equipment. I select mechanical equipment. Oh, all right. So since I'm using an architectural template, there is no mechanical equipment family loaded here. But as you can see, there is a load word here. Would you like to load one now? So meaning to say, mechanical equipment is another type of a loadable family. Okay? So that is your first type, which is your component family or loadable family. So usually, most of the families that we are working on our project is loadable family or system family. So we seldom use in-place families. Okay, we're going to talk about that later on. All right, so that is our loadable family or component family. Again, loadable families, they are building components that would usually be purchased, delivered, and installed in and around the building. Okay, or they are also system components that would usually be purchased, delivered, and installed in and around the building. Okay, so that is your loadable component. The other one is system families. Okay, so system families is like uh, it creates the basic elements that you would assemble on a construction site. Okay, so loadable family is something that you purchase and installed. Okay, purchased, delivered, and installed in and around the building. Well, the system family is those are the families that create the basic elements that you would assemble on a construction site. So, what are these? Example of system families are walls, okay, roofs, floors, ducts, pipes, okay? So system settings which affect the project environment and include types for levels, grids, drawing sheets, viewports are also system families. Okay? So system families are predefined in Revit. Okay? So your component families and loadable families, you can actually save this into your thumb drive. You copy the family and then after that you transfer it to another computer or other machine that doesn't have the family that you needed. Okay, but your system families, these are predefined in Revit. So you do not load this into your projects from external files. Okay, so you cannot save this inside your thumb drive or external drive and then transfer it to another machine or computer. Nor do you save them in locations external to the project. Okay, so it is already predefined in Revit. So you do not load them into your projects from external files, nor do you save them in locations external to the project. Right. Okay, again, example. You go to the architecture, and then if you see, if I select the wall here, you will notice there is no option here, load family. Right? Why? Because wall is not a loadable family or component family. It is a system family. And if you go to the type here, edit type, you click that, you see that there's actually system family. So wall is a system family. Okay. And then if you create a family, like what I have said, if you do this procedure, creating a family, this is a loadable family or component family once you finish it. So you will notice there is no, I'm guessing there's no wall here, right? So there's no wall, okay? There is no wall here. There's no template for you to create wall. Why? Because wall is already predefined in your project. So every time you create a project, there is already wall there, okay? Right, what else? So roof. So if I select the roof here, I click the roof, I just select yes here. Again, you will notice from here there is no load family. Why? Because roof is another example of system family. Okay? So this is something that you would assemble on the construction site. You do not purchase it. Although you can purchase, but in Revit, it is not a loadable family or component family. So again, if you go to the type properties, again, you will see there that, okay, so roof is an example of system family. Okay, so what else? I'll just cancel this one. Floor. Okay, if you select the floor here, you click the floor. Again, there is no option here, load family. Why? Because floor is another example of system family. You go to the type properties, you can see there that it's system family. Okay. In MEP duct. Okay, duct is an example of system family. You see there's no load family here, load family option. And you go to the type properties, you see that it's a system family. Okay, that's how you check if a family is a system family or loadable family. Structure. Okay, structural wall, that is an example of system family. This one, wall, structural foundation. You click that. There is no option here. Load family. You go to the edit type. It is an example of system family, right? Okay. So that is an example of a system family. Okay. Again, system family. These creates the basic elements. Okay. Let me just put the definition here. Okay. These creates basic elements that you would assemble on a construction site. Construction site, i.e., walls, roofs, tells, floors, ducts, pipes, and system families are predefined in Revit. Okay, right. While the component or system family, okay, So these are building components. So these are building components that would usually be purchased, delivered, and installed in and around a building. Okay, like for example, doors, windows, uh, fittings, lighting fixtures, etc. Okay, so that's it for our system families and component families or loadable family. Now, the last type of family. So most of the time, the type of family that we are working on in Revit is component family or loadable families and system families. Now, the last type of family is in-place family. Okay, so in-place families are elements that is unique. Okay, meaning you create when you need to create a unique component that is specific to the current project. So, meaning to say, after you create your in-place family to this current project, you will not be able to load this to another project. Okay? Because this family is only unique or only unique in this project. Okay? So you can create in-place family geometry so that it references other project geometry, resizing or adjusting according if the reference geometry changes. So when you create an in-place element, Revit creates a family for the in-place element which contains a single family type. Okay? So creating an in-place element involves many of the same family editor tools as creating a loadable family. Okay? So like for example, you have a particular family or a particular 3D model that you will only use in this project, and you will not be able to, or you will not going to use that to another project or other projects. You only use this on your current project, then you can create an in-place family. To create an in-place family, you can go to architecture, component, and then you can select model in place. Same in structure. You go to structure, uh, component, and model in place. In systems, where's the component? Okay, there's the component, and then you can select model in place. So that's how you create an in place family. So if I select here architecture, component, model in place, okay. So let's say, oh, I want to create a different type uh, of, like for example, casework. So I select casework, so that will be for the category, and then I select your OK. And then you name it, it's up to you. And then after that, you select your OK. So what you will notice, your environment will change to a family editor. This is actually the family editor that you are using whenever you create a component or loadable family. But now, as you can see, these tools also appears in your project. Okay, so because that is what will happen if you create an in-place family in your project. You can use these tools to create your 3D model. Like for example, oh, I'm gonna create a extrusion here. So let's say create a rectangle. I'll just create one here. Okay, let's say the extrusion is 20, whatever value, and then after that, okay. Okay, and let's say I'm going to create here extrusion again. I create circle, let's say from here. Okay, so I say select that, I mirror. Okay, I select, I mirror like this, finish, and finish. Okay, so in 3D model, in 3D view, so this is how it looks like. Okay, Edit in place. Where are you guys? 200. All right. Okay. Okay. So for example, this is your casework or furniture or family. But as you can see, you are not inside the family editor. You are inside your project, your inside project. So if you create a family inside the project, that is in place family. So again, in place families or in place elements are unique elements that you create when you need to create a unique component that is specific to the current project. Okay, and this family, you cannot load this to your another project. Okay, you cannot load this like the normal load family that you are doing. Okay, you cannot load. So for the in place family, so the keyword is in place elements are unique. Okay, so that's the keyword. Unique elements that you create when you need to create a unique component. Okay, that is let's say specific to the current project. Right. So that's it. Okay, so that is the three different types of families. Okay, so this is again very important because it's always 100% will be going to ask in the examination the three types of families, meaning naming loadable families or component families, system families, and in-place families. So like system families, in-place families, you cannot save this into your thumb drive and then transfer to another computer. Okay, you can only do that in loadable families or component families. Okay, so there you have it. So those are the three types of families in Revit, naming loadable families or component families, system families, and in-place families. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share my channel to your friends. Okay, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can put it down on the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much and have a nice day.